Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about video games. I'm going to talk about the Steam machine and the disappointment, the palpable disappointment of LinusTechTips when finding out from Valve that this thing is going to cost a lot more than people thought it was going to cost. That the Steam machine is going to be priced like a gaming PC and not like a console. That is damn disappointing to me as well, because you currently can go out and buy a mini PC and basically do the same thing. We did a whole video talking about buying a Geekom PC, which, you know, they're not very big. They're like a puck-sized PC. And then we turned that into a Steam machine ourselves. And it didn't, you know, play the latest games the greatest, but it did okay. It did okay for the $500 or $600 or whatever it was. And I think a lot of people thought that the Steam machine was going to be, you know, a reasonably priced alternative to a gaming PC, and now we're finding out that may not be the case at all. So we're gonna talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com, where there's more Clownfish TV. We are trying to build, I guess, a bit of a backup off of YouTube and over on Substack, because I don't trust YouTube, and neither should you. Things are not great in the YouTube space. See also Camelcast. If you guys aren't keeping up with that controversy, apparently somebody gave him tens of thousands of dollars via super chats, or a group of people did, and then they did a reversal on him, and now he's basically negative $100, $200 a day on YouTube. It's pretty scary. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's a good sign. We need to kind of build off of the platform. So check us out over at more.clownfishtv.com. We're also going to be reopening the forums. I'm tweaking them. They're going to be pretty awesome. They're going to have a lot of the functionality of Discord without actually being on Discord, because I don't like Discord very much either. And neither should you. Discord's weird. So anyway, let's talk about this. This is coming from Deserto. Deserto has it. Vice has it. LinusTechTips, you know, whatever you think of LinusTechTips, they do have inroads with Valve and a bunch of other tech companies. And apparently they took a meeting with Valve, and they asked, you know, about the Steam machine. They asked about the pricing, and they said, hey, we thought this was going to be a lot cheaper. And Valve was kind of like, oh yeah, no, we're going to get the most we can get out of this thing. So Deserto has it. LinusTechTips disappointed. Steam machine won't be priced like a console. That was the whole selling point, wasn't it? Wasn't that the selling point? That we were going to basically have a console, that this thing was going to be an Xbox killer. And it sounds to me like it's not. And that's a huge problem, because I don't understand the purpose of it, because you can literally buy any gaming PC at that point. And if somebody was smart, Meta PCs, if you're listening, if somebody was smart, they would build a Steam machine that was actually priced like a console at, you know, under $700 or $600 or whatever. I mean, consoles are so expensive now. It's insane. And then they're raising the prices on the Xboxes too, which nobody's buying the Xbox. So nobody's buying the Xbox. So let's raise the price on Xboxes. But yeah, if you could keep it under $600, I think you'd be fine. Just a mid-tier gaming PC that was a little box that you could just plug in your TV set with Steam OS. I think you'd be fine. YouTube star LinusTechTips has revealed that Valve wasn't overly impressed with his suggestion of a $500 price tag for the Steam console. On November 12th, Valve stunned the internet by unveiling their desktop gaming PC, the Steam machine, alongside a brand new Steam controller and a VR headset. Yes, and I thought this is awesome. I'm like, okay, this will be the kill shot for Xbox, because they can't get their shit together, and some serious competition for PlayStation and Nintendo. And if it outprices PlayStation and Nintendo, then they're done. Like, there really is no point. I mean, the PS5 is widely available, and you can play pretty much anything on it. So what's the point, right? The new system is Valve's first bit of new hardware since the Steam Deck, which they promised to follow up with a second Steam Deck. The gaming PC is slated to launch in 2026. and has 6 times the power of the current gen Steam Deck. Okay, it'll be powered by an undisclosed AMD CPU and GPU capable of running games of 4K and 60 frames a second. The Steam machine will have 512 gig and 2 terabyte models with both expendable via micro SD, and now RAM is going up. And boy, I'm happy. So we had, and I told you guys about this before, we had a store slash small esports center slash retro arcade in the Pittsburgh area in Western Pennsylvania. And we're shutting it down because the economy sucks and our lease is up. And it's like, yeah, it's time to nope out. Well, because of that, I've got piles of RAM. So I'm like sitting on a pile of RAM. So, but that's okay, because those machines, actually, they used to mine crypto at night. That was a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing. They did double duty. So we had machines that people paid to play during the day, and then at night we just mine crypto, and now I can mine those machines for RAM. So I'm good. I don't need a Steam machine. There hasn't been a price point mentioned as of yet, with Valve keeping that under wraps for now, paving the way from any predictions. So this is what Linus said. Every time I think Linus, I think peanuts. Someone stated they believe the gaming PC will cost in a similar range to the current PlayStation and Xbox. Nope. That included LinusTechTips, who suggested a $500 price point to Valve themselves. I can't tell you what the price will be because I literally don't know, he said on his November 15th episode. When I said I'm disappointed, it isn't going to follow a console pricing model where it's subsidized by the fact that a manufacturer is going to be taking 30% of every game sold on it over the lifespan of this thing, because I feel that would be a more meaningful product. They asked what I meant by console price, and I said $500. Nobody said anything, but the energy in the room wasn't great. Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. I think he's right, though. I think with Valve, I mean, this is a company whose founder just bought himself was it like a $500 million yacht or something? Like some insane amount of money he spent on this boat. This is a company that basically prints money. They're basically a broker for games, right? And they print money. I would take the loss on the hardware to get more people to buy more games from my store. I think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take the L on the hardware, break even maybe. But again, with the RAM prices going up and all the stuff going up, it might not be feasible. But I think $600 or $700 maybe. I mean, if you're trying to price it like a PS5 or a higher end Xbox, maybe. But the whole purpose of this was to have basically a cheap box that could play Steam right out of the box, that you could hook up to a television, that anybody could have access to Steam without having to do anything, right? And when you price it out of most consumers' price range, at that point, you're better off just buying an actual gaming PC that you can upgrade. If it's going to cost $1,000 or $1,200, I mean, yeah, you're not going to get much of a gaming PC for that. I admit it. But still, you can upgrade those PCs, right? They've got components. You're not going to be able to do much with this box. So I don't know. I think it's a poorly conceived idea if this thing is going to cost like $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever, because at that point, like I said, you literally can just go buy a cheap ass gaming PC. Linus believes the Steam machine would have a hard time justifying a price point north of $600. I agree. Even if the Steam machine is like $600 or $700, it isn't going to have any justification for it, arguing that PS5 Pro is much more powerful. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We're at the place right now where the PS5 Pro is what, like $800 or something like that? And it's basically a mid-tier gaming PC. I mean, you can't upgrade it or whatever, but the purpose of having a console is to keep everything uniform. And I'm gonna build. I swear to God, I'm gonna build this myself because nobody's fucking doing it. I want a game box that maybe only has PS3, PS4 level graphics at the most, but all the games have to be on physical media. They have to be on a cartridge. And cartridges can hold a lot now, especially if it's a big ass cartridge. I mean, look at how much they can fit on a Switch card. But the entire game is on the cartridge. And you plug it in and it's got, 4 players, 6 players, whatever, controllers. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, there's, Evercade and there's some retro consoles. No, I'm talking a console that plays more modern style games but everything is on the cartridge. You don't even need to hook it up to the internet. Actually, it's better if you don't hook it up to the internet. And I imagine it looking like a little box, kind of like the GameCube. And it's fun to play, and it's fun when you put the cartridge in. Maybe different things could happen or whatever, but you give people a complete gaming experience. Gamers do not need to have the latest, greatest graphics. In fact, a lot of the games right now that are doing really, really well have very mid-tier graphics. Why is that? Because not everybody's got a $4,000 gaming PC, right? So you have to kind of appeal to the lowest common denominator. And, you know, PS3, PS4 era graphics, that's fine. A lot of people are playing games that are far under that. If the game is good, you know, if it looks like a 16-bit game, but it's a good game, I mean, you know, look at Stardew Valley, look at Minecraft, look at, I mean, all these games that are crazy popular, even Fortnite. Fortnite is very 10 years ago, right? I think that'd be fine. And, you know, if I were, I mean, again, if it were me, and I do not have infinite money, but yeah, I would just make an offline, mostly offline box, just roll it back 20 years and just be like, this is it. This is how good the graphics are, right? Maybe later you could release a little update or something, but mostly it's about offline couch play, single player experiences, complete fucking games on a fucking cartridge, right? And add a little bit of collectability to it. That's what I would do. If it were up to me and I were going to make a console, I'd be like, let's just go all in. You can have the old school feel without going back to, you know, 8-bit graphics or whatever, but it's going to cost more, right? Yeah, so the price of the new device isn't going to be revealed until just before it goes on sale because they don't want to scare you. Similar to how the Xbox handled the Xbox ROG Ally X, whatever, you know, Xbox XX, whatever. I'm not as excited about this as I was. I gotta tell you, if it's gonna cost as much as a gaming PC, what's the point? What's the point? Right? I mean, PC's already won. Why have a console if you're going to price it as a gaming PC? You can do that right now, and I have a video out there. I kind of show you how to do it. We did it with a little Geek-On PC. It was like $600 at the time, and you can run pretty much, you know, up through PS4. I think we ran Spider-Man on it, and it was okay. Did okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And for you know, mid-tier, for a mid PC gaming experience, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, this is gonna be a disaster if it's like $1,000 box. I'm just saying. I'm gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.